Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Who else is cold? So hopefully this is the agenda. Everyone, if you haven't gotten one already, I think I got it to everyone as I passed out, but there are agendas in the back and there's a sign-in sheet in the back. Welcome to our March 8th ANC 5D meeting. First order of business is for us to adopt our agenda. So from commissioners, are there any motions to amend the agenda? Seeing none, I'm going to move that we adopt the agenda as distributed. Is there a second?
A second.
A second.
All for say aye.
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. So we have an adopted agenda, and first up on the agenda, and sorry, I should have said this, Mr. Dyer, who's here with the security camera program, does need to leave a little bit early, and I see that Tommy Jones is not yet here. So Mr. Dyer, we can either go ahead and take you now, or we could start with MPD. Do you have a preference?
Why don't you go with MPD? Because they're hosts, I can wait.
Awesome. It looks like we have 3 officers here, so maybe we have all 3 PSAs represented? 2? Okay. All right. So MPD, if you all would come on up, you have the floor for 5 minutes, and thanks for being here.
All right. For those of you who don't know me, Sergeant Bellavance, PSA 507. I have a couple of the crime stats for the last month in 507. Over the last 30 days, there have been 6 assault with dangerous weapons, which can be a numerous things from a gun, a knife, to somebody getting hit with a cane. 5 of them have been closed by arrest. 4 of them are domestic related, so we only have 1 that's still outstanding the detectives are working on. We've had 7 robberies, 3 of those have been closed by arrest, and we've had 6 burglaries, and 2 of those were closed by arrest. February 19th at 1830 Benning Road, we had the homicide next to the carryout, or the Food 7 store. That is still an ongoing investigation that the detectives are working on. 1900 block of Rosedale had an assault with a dangerous weapon that was closed. The ADW shooting that happened in 1700 block of Lyman Place on February 29th. That was closed by arrest the other day.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure. 724th place, this is also domestic related. Closed by arrest, assault with a dangerous weapon. 1800 block of Maryland, assault with a dangerous weapon, closed by arrest. And then the robberies. We've had, I said 3 of the robberies are closed by arrest. 1 of them was in the 1100 block of 21st place. It occurred on February 28th. That was closed with the arrest of 2 juveniles. 857 21st. Also a robbery that was closed by arrest. It was closed at a later time by the detectives. And then the 2 burglaries. We had 1800 block of Benning Road, the business. That burglary was closed by arrest. It occurred on February the 12th. And 700 block of 16th Street, also closed by arrest, a burglary that happened on the 15th of February. The last meeting that I was here, I know some of you voiced some issues about the 17th and H corridor right next to the Safeway with the traffic congestion backed up.
Yeah.
We have put a lot of our traffic officers over there to write tickets. It's sort of a tricky intersection because it's one of those spots where we go out there and we enforce them blocking the box and blocking the intersection, but then at the same time, it's by us doing that and pulling them over and doing traffic there, it also creates a little bit of congestion. So we're sort of trying to hit it and trying to lay off for a little bit. Hopefully you guys have seen some increase in.
Somewhat.
Okay, well that's good to hear, and it's an ongoing issue. I know it is, and we'll keep sending guys down there and we'll keep trying to hit it. That's all I have for the crime stats though. Is there anything else that I could answer for you? Anything else brought up?
Where are the meetings being held at for public safety meetings?
The last one we had was 801 17th at the
Merton Center?
yes.
Okay, I need to talk to you because I'm the ANC commissioner for 4DO 4.
Okay.
I got licensed and carpenters.
Okay.
We have a lot of senior citizens that would like to come to the meetings. So we need to switch up because a lot of them are scared to come out at night to come up there to that birthing center. I already know who scheduled it there, but we need to talk because my senior citizens would like to come to the meetings
That's
too.
not a problem. We'd love to have them there. Like I don't, frankly, I'm available anywhere. So wherever we can have them, I'll be more than happy
Because
to.
I done had 3 of them
Okay.
to ask me to try to make it so we could have some down there at Carver and not all of them be scheduled at that birthing center because it's late.
Yeah, makes
And
sense.
they are scared
Yeah.
to walk up into the birthing center and to walk home.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely work with you on that.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the other officer going to do a report on 505 or is it
No, I'm gonna do a separate one. I'm Sergeant Monahan, I'm the PSA Sergeant for 505. I just moved to 505 from 502, so mine's gonna be a little bit briefer, because I still don't know all the ins and outs of 505 yet.
No, we're just glad to have you here because we've been requesting for a while.
Yeah, 505 didn't have a sergeant for a little while, so I just got reassigned to 505. So, what I can tell you with good news is our ADWs, assault with dangerous weapons, which is normally in 505 kind of our biggest problem, has gone down 43%, which is significant. Unfortunately, our robberies have increased 167%, mostly along the Rhode Island Avenue corridor. We went from 3 robberies to 8 robberies. So most of our efforts on evenings is to focus our guys on the Rhode Island corridor right there to kind of, especially the Rhode Island Metro, which is where a lot of this is coming from, and see if we can catch them in the act. So you see our guys all along Rhode Island Avenue, that's kind of what they're focusing on. Other than that, is there any questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
This is my PSA. I know that traditionally there is more crime up on that end, but as more businesses are opening on New York Avenue and my Union Market's a different PSA, but on the by the New York Avenue Hex area,
Right.
what will we be doing about that?
Yeah, I actually, I can't speak to the other shifts. On evenings, we actually have 2 officers dedicated just to that area because of all those brand new businesses and everything. So they will either be on foot or with a car that's just specifically for that area. They won't be pulled out. So hopefully you will see them there. One of them is Officer Salazar. I don't know if any of you are familiar with him. He's a really great officer, knows the area very well. And the other one usually there is Officer Lassard. He's another really, really good officer who knows that area very well.
Okay, and will they be driving through the neighborhood also? Because like I walk to these meetings and it's pretty dark, and now that those businesses are there, there's now traffic on Fenwick and Gallaudet. People are jogging late at night, and I'm concerned because I don't want to be fielding calls that someone got shot.
No, actually, they will be, not only do they drive through there, but I know myself, I often post up there when I've got paperwork to do, just because I know there's so many cars parked there with valuables in them, people walking back and forth late at night to the yoga studio and everything, so there's always gonna be someone, if not in that block, within 3 or 4 blocks, so.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Any other questions for 505?
Thank you.
Excuse me, can I get your name and spelling?
Yeah, last name is Monahan,
Okay,
first name is Kathleen, Kathleen.
thank you.
You're welcome.
And just to confirm, there's not a report for 506, is that right?
No, unfortunately, the 506 sergeant is detailed out, so. Time for a week.
Thanks for keeping us safe.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so thanks to those officers. Next, I think we're actually going to go ahead and go to Mr. Dyer if we can. And so just to introduce Mr. Dyer, so Mr. Dyer is with the Office of Victim Services and Justice Grants. The Office of Victim Services and Justice Grants. And you guys are here to talk about the security camera rebate program.
Excellent, and I have flyers for all the commissioners. And I will. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I am super excited. This is the very first community meeting I've had an opportunity to present this program at. And I'm even more excited because we are in 5D, which is a priority area. Every PSA in this area is eligible to apply. The camera program is an initiative launched by the mayor as part of her Safer, Stronger initiative. Basically, you will be able to buy cameras, security cameras, and get a rebate for up to $500 per property and $200 each per camera. So what that basically means is that if you buy 3 cameras at $175 each, you'll get $500. If you buy 2 cameras at $200 each, $400. All of the applications are online, unfortunately at ovs.dc.gov, but I can give you some basic things we've learned. We've now gotten in the last 3 weeks about 102 applications, and 80 of them have met the standard. I was also actually out today visually site inspecting here in 507 to see some of your neighbors have installed things correctly. What happens is you'll apply for you'll buy your cameras, saving your receipts, registering them with the NPD, and then you'll submit all that information to me online. We'll get an email, I'll get excited. I'll be like, yes, another application, another security camera. And then we batch them up every week and process them. We've gone through the first 60 in about a week, and I'm finally at the point where we're going to be able to issue rebate checks. It takes up to 45 business days to process a refund. Our goal is to have everything processed on our end and over to Treasury within 3 weeks, or 15 business days. And so far we're right on that line. It's incredibly exciting. I can't emphasize enough the importance of this. Well, I've noticed some interesting things though. One of the questions we always get are, what kind of cameras qualify? And because we're government, we don't have a list of cameras that qualify. However, if you have a system you're interested in buying, and you email me at security.cameras@dc.gov, or pick up the phone, I'm old school, I like phone calls too, and say, I'm interested in this system, does it meet specs? We'll say yes or no. Another interesting thing, all the cameras have to be on the mounted externally on the property, which means if you have a balcony or a cover of the house, I forget what they're called, archway, porch, everything out there, you can put them in, but you cannot, you could put your camera on the inside of a window, but we will not reimburse you for that. We like to see the cameras visible because I do a drive-by in a car, and as much as I enjoy getting up and walking on porches, I'm kidding. And also, to be quite honest, if you have a camera that's visible, your property is not going to be as attractive by Joe or Joan or Skippy or whoever is deciding to come in and break in. So those are the basics of the program. Do you have any questions for me? Yes, ma'am.
So the residents are responsible for getting it installed.
Yes.
So is the installation also included in the rebate if it's not over $500?
No, unfortunately it's for the camera. But what I've noticed is most of the systems that are out there are reasonably easy to install. I don't know.
Can I install it? No.
I don't know, can you? You look very spry. You look spry.
Reasonably installed.
You look very spry.
Oh,
I'm sure you can get up there and knock on it. Yeah.
They'll work me over, yeah.
Yeah, listen, I understand that. Trust me. My idea, when I have a repair, I pick up the phone and call the building and say
They
hi.
already know I'm gonna get that $500 back, so they're gonna work me over.
But you get the camera costs. And the other great thing is if you have someone who does the installation and they have a business license in DC and they give you proof of installation, I don't have to come out and look at your beautiful property. So it will speed up the process by maybe 3 or 4 days. Yes, sir.
So these cameras are wireless?
Some are wireless, some are hardwired. The majority of the systems I'm seeing right now are cloud-based, although there are people who will install cameras and wire them to their computers. You have to be able to basically store up to 10 days of video footage in order to meet the basic specs of the program. The other interesting thing is that even though you're required to register with MPD, you are not obligated to turn over footage. But you have to have up to 48, they have to be able to access the footage up to 48 hours after the event. So, yes.
So would a company like Comcast or ADT qualify or no, not really?
We've had some people with, I want to be very clear, I'm not endorsing or opposing. We have had some ADT people file. The interesting thing about ADT is they do not issue a receipt sometimes that clearly states that you're buying a camera. So I have to email you 3 or 4 times to get things done. Because the Treasury is reasonably tough on reimbursements and I don't like getting audited. I love getting audited, but I'm sure that that's something that we don't really want to do.
camera operator, you gotta have a wireless system or something?
It's either a wireless system, or you can hardwire it into a computer in your house, but most of the systems now are wireless. Do you have a DVR?
I don't have anything. I'm just curious. I wanna get a laptop. I have to get the wireless from Verizon first.
Yeah.
Because I don't have it.
Okay. Any other questions?
Can you give the audience your phone number? You
Yes.
mentioned your email.
Okay, it's 202-727-5124. So please call. Yes, Chairman.
So if someone does not have internet access,
Yeah.
I know like DDOT, for example, if someone doesn't have it, there's a call center. Is there any other way for someone to submit the paperwork?
Well, there is Connect DC, and if you go, this is funny. Yeah. If you go to our website, if you go to Connect DC, you can find a list of places where they have internet service, free internet service in the city. If you call my number and you say I don't have the internet or the web, and I can't get to a public library or a community center, I can connect you with the number of Connect DC. Then they'll be able to work with you to find a place for you to upload stuff. Yes.
I didn't get a flyer, so can I have your last flyer?
You certainly. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I've forgotten how to count. I apologize.
The last 4 digits of the phone number.
727-5124.
Any other questions for Mr. Dyer?
There are flyers in the back. Thank you guys. You've been great. And thank you, Chairman, for having me. I unfortunately have to go to another community meeting, but I'm sure they're not as good as you guys. Thank you guys. Please call me.
Thank you.
All right, I don't see Mr. Jones or Ms. Doherty here. Right? Okay, so we're going to come back to them. At this point, we are going to move on to our community concerns. And just as a flag for those of you who've been to our meetings in the past, there was a request from members of the community that we move this item up a little bit. The past has always been at the end. So we have moved this up to be further in, so you don't have to stay the entire time if you have a concern you want to share. Where first each SMD is going to start with a quick up to 1 minute, please commissioners, up to 1 minute report per SMD, and then we'll take up to 5 concerns from the community. And so we'll start in order with 5D01, please.
Okay, I probably have the most active SMD of them all. Right now we're doing lots of grand openings, of course. On New York Avenue, I guess you guys are aware, we have malls, we have Nike, we have the yoga studio, so that's a lot going on there. Then also I have Union Market, and Gallaudet is going through their process of opening their gates and rethinking their scape. Any questions from the audience? I don't think I see anyone from my SMD. Might be the need flyers, so. Yes.
Is Petco a part of your?
Yes, it is,
Okay,
and we
thank
are
you.
excited.
With my dog, it was so beautiful.
It is. It's very nice. Like my girls and I, we have a dog, and my girls actually testified to get that development there. And they meant, it's like we live in an area that mobile groomers don't come to. So the fact that Petco grooms the dogs there, we're
Yes.
very, very happy about
Yes.
that because it's a new amenity.
I saw some building going on at, looks like it's Gallaudet's property, but I'm not sure, it's up on that hill, some development, what is that?
I actually think that's DC, KIPS. Is it the school?
Not the school, on the other side. There's
It's
also
a
some
dormitory
brick-
for their students. It's a dormitory
Like
for the
that.
high school
For
students.
Gallaudet?
For the middle school and high school students that live on the campus.
So, but it's like on the other, sits on the hill. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, 5D01. 5D02, please.
Hello, I'm Commissioner Shropshire, and I'm going to be hosting a single-member district meeting this weekend, on Saturday, March 12th. And on my agenda, I have KIP DC enrollment ceiling increase. They're requesting an enrollment in 3 of their schools, and have the DC Office of Aging coming to talk about their Safe at Home project. which provides up to $10,000 worth of equipment in seniors and also disabled residents to prevent them from falling in their residence. DC Department of Employment Services will be there to talk about job training and employment opportunities, and then we'll have community updates. It's Saturday 11 to 1 at the Trinidad Rec Community Center. I have flyers if anyone wants one. Any questions?
Super. Good evening. I'm representing single member District 5D03. For those that don't know, that's sort of the north half of the Carver-Langston rectangle. Thank you so many of my folks for being here. It's so nice to see you all. Probably the two updates I have is I think everyone is probably aware we had an assault with dangerous weapons which occurred last week. And as the officers shared, that incident has been very fortunately closed, and we're very thankful. I believe that was roughly a 3-day turnaround from when the incident started to an arrest, and that's, I think, fantastic news. And Commissioner Henderson held an event in the area as well, and we thank her for her support, as both areas really are. We are one ANC, and we look out for each other for sure. Other than that, I think last time I promised an SMD meeting would be coming, similar to Commissioner Shropshire's, and it is at the end of the month. A variety of things will be on there, not the least of which there's a very exciting project happening at the actual corner of Lyman and Bladensburg, and those developers will be there to talk about that. Sorry. There are going to be some developers that are going to be talking about a Matter of Right project in the old Columbia Liquor Store, that unit building at the corner of Lyman and Bladensburg. So the SMD meeting at the end of the month, they'll be talking about that.
The end of the month?
Yeah. All right, we'll go on to 5D04.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Commissioner Bernice Blacknell. I'm the ANC Commissioner for 5D04, which consists of carpenters and licensed dwelling. As the officer said, it was a couple of domestic violent things going on and everything, and that's been taken care of. And that's it. And the streetcar is running up and down Bennett Road. That's part of my area too. I know a lot of people are upset about it, but hey, it's here. When you have time, just ride it to see how it is. It's will be free for the next 6 months.
Oh, really?
Pay for it.
All right, any questions for Commissioner Blacknell? 5D05, Commissioner Henderson.
Good evening, neighbors. Kathy Henderson. I want to, thank you all for coming out this evening. And I really appreciate those neighbors at 5D03 that reached out to me regarding, that horrific incident on Lyman Place, which not only threatens the safety gains that we've already made, but it threatens where we need to go. And I was very pleased by Commander Fitzgerald's response. That property where the arrest was made had been identified by some of you earlier regarding the landlord roundtable initiatives that I started, very effective. So keep sending me the information, and those residents that seek to commit crimes, well, they'll have to be dealt with. I had a meeting this morning. We have a lot of trash issues. Despite the fact that DPW has been in our area more times than they've ever been over the years that I've been here, we had another meeting, another walkthrough this morning. And I want to make sure that no one here, I only see one person that I represent and some of the neighbors in 5D03. I don't want you to get a ticket. So just be sure to bring your super cans in, and any trash that's around your property, you all are responsible for it. And unfortunately, you're going to get a ticket. So we're going to follow up with them again tomorrow morning. They swept the streets again today. We are moving in the right direction. It would be nice if we were to operate as one neighborhood. There are some challenges regarding that, and I look forward to making sure that my constituents understand what we need to do without any interference from anyone else to move us forward. I did participate in the streetcar launch. It's very exciting. I encourage you to take a ride, 6 months free. And finally, I just had an unexpected conversation with the new Metro Transit Director, Paul Wiederfeld. And I share for those of you that take Metro, and particularly during the X8, the X2, the B2, those lines have a lot of challenges, and he was basically held captive for about 30 minutes while we discussed his vision for improving the system. So I'll be having a meeting. He's agreed to come to the meeting, and certainly, anyone here is welcome to attend that meeting and to share your concerns about the direction that our public transit needs to go in.
Thank you, Commissioner Henderson. 5D06.
Good evening. My name is Commissioner Yvonne Buggs, and I had an SMB meeting on Thursday of last week regarding a settlement agreement with Mike's Market on Trinidad and Florida. We're in the process of drafting that settlement agreement. It should be done with it. I think maybe by next week we'll send it to the representative of Mike or at the end of the week. Any questions?
Thank you, Commissioner Buggs. And lastly, 5D07.
Good evening. My name is Clarence Lee, Commissioner of 5D07, which runs from West Virginia Avenue to Blazeburg Road between Oak Street and a part of Children's Place where the Trinidad Rec is. I'll be having an SMD meeting on Saturday also at Trinidad Rec from 10 to 12. So with the warm weather coming, past experience in our neighborhood, it's time sort of to get together and start planning how we're going to deal with the summer and what the summer brings. Hopefully we can get some community input with some orange hats to stand on the corners to counteract other people that stand on the corners. I know it's been a lot of concern about Montella Avenue and the gentleman that's to hang there. So come out, bring your ideas, be ready to work with me, and we can go forward. I'll hopefully see most of you at Saturday at 10 o'clock.
On West Virginia Avenue, why did they put up what is that ticket sign said you go over mileage, you can't go but so fast. Right across from the area there, West Virginia Avenue for about 2 blocks, 25 mile speed limit.
What that was for?
I was gonna say, I think that might be mine. I will look into that for you, because
West Virginia.
I have West Virginia and I have Guyette, so I'm not sure if it's for you or for myself. But if it's for me, I'll look into it.
Yeah, and
well, I think you mean the one that's at West Virginia Avenue, I think in Queens, and starts there,
it starts at like the school.
Right, that's why it's there.
It's right there
at the Holy Name or the Trinidad campus and the Gallaudet gate for those people who walk across the street in the Gallaudet. That's why that camera's been there for.
I go that way all the time.
We're trying to project
And the
this.
problem I have, can you please? I know it's there. Those people coming from well down, they flying up there and they don't want to slow down, so they get behind you and try to push you through. I had an incident that happened. I was doing the speed limit, and I know, and this guy stayed on my tail. Finally, he was so mad. He went around and went up the opposite side, got in front of me and stopped. And then he pulled off and said, "You need to get off the street." So you see, they don't realize there's a speed limit there.
And actually, the car used to sit there all the time.
Yeah, police cars used to be there.
No, I'm talking about the speed camera car used to sit there.
No, I never seen
And it hasn't been there, because it hasn't been there for a while. So maybe we need to ask them to bring that car back. But it only works on the side going north on West Virginia Avenue. And I know they speed more going south.
Yeah, but they,
Right.
Some people, just 2 or 3 times, people don't realize there's no speed limit there. And they just get right on you. And I just slow down more.
But don't slow down too much.
But the reason for that is for people crossing.
Right.
I never see anybody crossing.
One of the
But
things
I would come through there maybe on Sundays or
that's
Wednesdays.
fine. When the gates open, a lot of Gallaudet people live in the neighborhood, go in the
okay.
Gallaudet that way.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So I'm actually gonna do this. I'm actually gonna move us into community concerns because this is a perfect segue. Sorry to cut you off, Commissioner. So this time, we do have the next roughly 5 minutes. We're gonna ask that I think we're gonna have time to honor any comments from anyone for up to 5 folks. We have Mr. Jones here from the mayor's office, and we have all 7 of your commissioners here now. So if you have a concern you'd like us to raise, or that you'd like to raise, just ask that you share your name, the address, or the location of where it is. As you can see, we have places like West Virginia Avenue that border SMD, so just give us as much detail about where the problem is, and just give us a sense of what the problem is. And whichever commissioner's district that lies in will probably be the person to own follow-up. We probably, just because of time, may not be able to give you a complete answer here, but the owning commissioner will definitely let you know they've got it. So with that, is there anyone that would like to raise any other community concerns? Yes, sir, Mr. Anderson.
My name is Michael Henderson. I actually live over in Edgewood. I mean, these days you get communicated with mostly digitally, online, whatnot. But I got a nice letter. It was actually signed and everything from this commission, recognizing some work that I've done for the site, transferring some protocols. And I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to drop that letter.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, sir. No.
Hi, I'm Brian Camus from 1231 Spence Place. I just came over here from the first summer street party behind Kovacs Liquor. And I understand we have a new agreement with them. The community requested a fence back here, and basically little has changed. Okay, it's party central. I got, I'm old, but I'm not too old. I got propositioned by 2 of the older women. I got offered alcohol. It's not acceptable. And this 5D commission, all of you out there, we had a protest against Kovacs Liquor license renewal. And I'm telling you, we got nothing.
Can I speak?
Yes.
As a commissioner on this commission, I actually support the community in the protest for Kovacs. I, however, am not a representative of the commission, that either falls under the chair or that SMD commissioner. And I think, if I'm wrong, I hope the commissioner corrects me, I think the commissioner herself represented the commission on that project. So the entire commission as a whole should not be blamed for the actions of what happened, because a lot of people who are on the commission supported the community and was not in agreement to have a settlement agreement.
Actually, that is incorrect.
I'm only sorry that we didn't file our own protest, and we will next time it comes up. And we will not
That is incorrect, in terms of what you said. I was representing the commission, so I was not representing myself. And we do have a settlement agreement. There's a new owner of Kovacs Liquor, and